went to Orlando. We went to Magic Kingdom. And that was I'm 38. I'm 38. And that was my first time going. That's my first time ever being there. And I was probably just as amazed as my two girls were. I mean, they were looking around. They were just amazed at everything. And we may have been looking at different things, seeing different things, but I was amazed nevertheless. You know, I walked around. I saw how big it was, how elaborate it was. I had all these systems and organizations in place. And what struck me about it was that every aspect of it, every aspect of it, from the very entrance of it, the very beginning, all the way to the depths of it, it was designed for one particular purpose. And that purpose was to separate me from my money. It was well designed. It's a very elaborate system, all for that design. And everything worked together to achieve that purpose. I mean, when you drive in, you go through a place where you buy your ticket through the little booth. But you buy your ticket just to park. You don't have your ticket to get into the place yet. Okay, so you drive through there, you get into the parking lot, and you can either walk all the way over to the port, or you can take the little trolley, the little buggy, up to the port, and you're still not in yet. They still haven't taken your ticket to get into the place yet. You have to get on this ferry, and this slow ferry takes you across this expanse of water, and then you land on the other side. And they still haven't asked me for a ticket yet. I had this ticket in my pocket, it's burning a hole in my pocket. You know, I don't want to drop this thing or lose it. They need to take this ticket. And so we have to walk a little bit further. We go through one gate, then we go through another gate. They're checking bags right here. Still haven't taken my ticket. And then we finally get to the gate where they take this card and they swipe it. And I figured if I had left something, if I left my camera, if I left my hat, it just would have, it would have been left. Because there's no way I'm going back to the car all the way out there because I'm so deep in now, I've got to go in. If I didn't have a ticket, I would have scraped up change, I would have begged, borrowed, and stole to get that ticket into the place because I'm so far from where I started that at this point I have no choice. I got to go in. So they're making sure I'm going to go in. And everything inside was designed for that same purpose, to take my money. And they did. They did a good job of it. You know, you go on a ride, you go on the attractions, and you have your fun, you go through the little thing, you go Splash Mountain, you go down, all these things, you go through, you just, ooh and ah, and then on the way out, as soon as you open the door, there's a gift shop. Gift shop to the left of me, gift shop to the right of me, gift shops ahead of me, just gift shops all around. At every stop, there's a gift shop. Everything was designed for that purpose, to take my money. Even the way they work their restaurants. You know, we got into the restaurant, I sat down, I was expecting, you know, awful prices, just terrible prices, but they weren't so bad. But then I looked around and see still how that system is designed to sell you something. Because there's an entrance, and you go in and get your food, and you don't turn around and go back out the way you came. You have to go out the back door. So you go in, they slap your food on the tray, you go and sit down and eat, and then you go out. And it's all an elaborate system designed for that purpose. And so I understood, probably better than I've ever understood in my life, that we live in a society based on capitalism, based on consumerism. We live in a world that's designed to sell you something at every single turn. And it does a great job of it. The whole system is set up that way. And a big part of that strategy to get you to buy something, a big part of that, the idea is, what you take away, what they put in your hand, is stuff. But what they sell you is value. When a lot of things you buy, you're not buying the stuff. You're actually buying the value of it. You're buying the symbolism of it. All right? Let me give you a couple of examples. Okay? I haven't been an athlete for a long time. For a long time. I was an athlete in high school. Played football, played basketball. But when I see that Nike commercial, and I see those new shoes, or I see that G commercial or that G2 commercial, I look at it, or the Under Armour commercial, I look at it, I envision it in my mind, and I'm right back there again. I'm right back, number 44. Linebacker, Carrollton High Indians, number 2 guard on the basketball team. And I think if I can just get those shoes, or get that shirt, get that jersey, then I'll be right back there. And so I go to the store, and I buy it. And I go out and play basketball for an hour. And I'm laid up for a whole week. Because they got, they tricked. They tricked. They gave me stuff. They gave me stuff. But I bought that value. I bought that idea that I could be young and vital again. That's what it does. That's what the world does. That's how this system is set up to work. They give you stuff, but they sell you value. And they get you to buy that value by delivering this message to you over and over again, that you, just the way you are right now, don't have any value, or don't have enough value. They get you to buy something that's worth something because they're giving you the idea that you yourself are not worth anything. And it happens in a lot of subtle ways. It happens all the time. I was up early this morning, probably about 3:30 this morning. And I put my coffee in the microwave. And I was flipping through the channels while I was drinking my coffee, trying to wake up, trying to get going. And I was just flipping through the channels, just looking at the little menu, just looking at some of the titles to some of the shows. I did just about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I just looked at the thing. On one channel, 30 minutes of a show that was going to help me grow my hair. Whole 30 minutes. Lined up for the next 30 minutes was a whole 30-minute show dedicated to 70-something to help remove hair. They're all on the same channel. If I didn't like the way my bottom was shaped, I could buy some pants to shape it up. If I didn't like the shape of my top, I could buy a shirt to hold it all in. If I think I'm too dark, I can get something to lighten it up. If I think I'm too light, I can spray on a tan and darken myself up. All of those things, but the message is the same. The way you are is not good enough. There's no value in the way you are. There's, I saw a commercial for weight loss. And I flipped on down, there was extreme weight loss. Then I flipped on down, there was insane weight loss. I don't know what insane weight loss is. I don't know what insane weight loss is, but they had it for sale. But again, the message is the same. Is that the way you are, there's no value in it. There's no worth in it. And when they get you to believe that, it can be a devastating thing to a person. To always hear this message and eventually internalize this message that the way I am is not good enough. The way I am is not valuable enough. The way I am is not worthy enough. And I need something else. I need to buy something else, to gain something else, to acquire something else to make me good enough. That's a terrible thing, and a lot of people are caught up in that idea of not being valued, not being worthy. Do you know your value? Do you know what you are worth? When you don't know your value, the first thing that happens to you, and this happens to us a lot, it happens to us from the time we're very young. When you don't know your value, other people will give a value to you. When you don't know what you're worth, other people will assign a worth to you. They'll even get it down to a number. They'll put a number on your head. They'll put a dollar amount. They'll tell you what you're worth if you let them. One of my students gave me a book to read. The song is called Copper Sun. And it's a story about a girl taken from Africa as a slave. And I'm also reading Roots. But the story is the same. And you see how physically that was done to people. Where they would be led up to the auction block, made to stand on a wooden box, disrobed in front of all outdoors, greased up to make their muscles look more supple. While people came around, person to person, opening their mouth, sticking their hands through, all the way feeling their gums and feeling their teeth to make sure they were healthy and could eat. And then the crowd would commence to bargain for that person. The world would give, and they arrived at a number. The world would give you a value if you let it. The world will tell you what you're worth. It happens to us all the time. They tried to do it to Jesus. Early in the scriptures, at the beginning of John, it's in the first chapter of John, I think verse 46, someone was telling another person, let's go see Jesus, this man called Jesus of Nazareth. And his partner said, Nazareth? Nazareth? Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? So they tried to assign a value, without even knowing the man, tried to assign a value to Jesus based on what side of town he was from. Where you say, because he's from Nazareth, he can't be any good. He can't be about anything. And right now, the world will do that to you.